network isn't just about having your own business and being an entrepreneur, it's also for women within businesses who want to progress their career within the firms that they work in. So it is really good in that sense that it's mixed between entrepreneurs and business women and working within companies, and there's great opportunities to advance your business but also the business that you work for as well. So there are a couple of events on the national level. International Women's Day is always marked by the national brand Network Ireland. So in March the 6th in Trinity, there's going to be a really fabulous day. The speakers aren't fully confirmed. We've heard a couple of them last Saturday at the event, but it's going to be a really good day. I think it's around €30 for members to go, and it's 3-course lunch and everything. And I went last year, it wasn't on Trinity last year, but it's a really nice day if people are able to go to it. And again, it's that opportunity to network with people nationally. So people in different branches. And then the awards are on, in terms of the national awards, September the 25th, and they're on in Westport this year. But what we'll do is we've a lot of those events written down, and we've got them kind of on the email that went out to you, and we'll have them on the website, so you can kind of check them up and see, but you can get them in the calendar. And another thing probably, in terms of those events that are come up locally, it's always a third week, it's a third Wednesday of the month, so that you know that that's the date that you can put in your diary as well. Okay, so just kind of give you an idea of what's coming up. There's lots going on locally and nationally as well. Okay, so to the panel. I'm going to do a little bit of introduction, and then we're going to get into the questions. I promised them I would be extremely tough on them. But first of all, this is Deirdre Shaughnessy. Some of you might know her. You might know her as D Shocks, as her Twitter handle. Dee is the editor on 96 FM, The Opinion Line. You might have also seen her on Vincent Brown, and you write for a couple of different papers and have written in the past and stuff like that. So Dee is very much on the scene when it comes to the online world, and I promise you will get a lot of information off her tonight. She has 15,000 followers on Twitter. So then we have Andrew Lenihan. Myself and Andrew went to primary school together, and then up till August we hadn't seen each other since that time, but have reconnected, and it was through LinkedIn that we actually reconnected. Andrew is the head of sales and marketing with Grid Finance, which is a peer-to-peer platform, and she'll give a little bit more information as time goes on that. Really interesting space right now that she's in, and like I said, when it comes to maybe, I think the LinkedIn would probably be a very strong part for Andrea. And then we have Aisling Nelson. I met Aisling probably, I'm trying to think now, maybe about 18 months ago. Aisling has Three Talk Bubbles, which is a blogging business. And it's all about blogging from the heart. Shane is the CEO of Blue Chief. I don't know if some of you know Shane from around Limerick. Shane's a Limerick man and has Blue Chief, and has a couple of different elements to it, but I suppose a really prominent element tonight is Blue Chief Social. If you need to know something in the most up-to-date fashion, what's happening right now on online marketing, these are definitely the guys to talk to. Shane's also very involved in the startup scene around Ireland, and is an absolute massive flag waver. We were talking about it a while ago for Limerick. He's absolutely phenomenal at pushing Limerick and pushing things happening in Limerick, conferences, networking, startups. There's plenty of really good people, and he's constantly trying to bring things down from Dublin to Limerick. So we're going to kick it off. What I might do is get you to do a little bit of maybe introduction around online marketing and your business and where it's kind of got you today.
What I might be able to tell you a little bit about is your personality online. That's where, as a journalist, I notice businesses. Where I came from initially, I was a print journalist. I worked for the Limerick Independent, if anyone remembers that. That was my first column. I think, I can't confirm it, but I'm pretty sure we were the first newspaper in Ireland with a Facebook page. You know, so at the time, I think there's some huge benefits to having young people working in your business who are engaging all the time with newer technologies that, say for example, now I'm 30 and I'm not on Snapchat and I don't understand Snapchat, so like I'm old and I'm over in terms of that. Shane is less old than me and less over, as we've already discovered.
I use it for business, yeah.
See, there you go. So he'll be able to tell you all about that. I do think that whatever your business is, being strong on the social media aspect is no harm. Don't say no. That's the big message that I always say to women. Women always say no as a first response. Do not say no. Say yes, panic afterwards.
Andrea, a little bit about you and where you're coming from.
Lovely to meet everybody here tonight. I'm looking to chat to some of you afterwards. The moment I graduated from college, I moved to the Middle East, and I was there for the last 10 years. I moved back about a year ago. So for me, social media was about reducing distances. I set up the Irish Business Network in Oman, and it was using LinkedIn for the business network there. that really opened my eyes to the power of social media for someone professionally. LinkedIn, as Julian said, is probably my strongest suit. I have about 6,500 connections on LinkedIn. So what I'm doing now, I'm head of sales and marketing for a company called Grid Finance. We're a new company. We launched in the start of October, and we're based in Dublin. Grid Finance is a peer-to-peer financing platform. It's in the crowdfunding sphere. So businesses can they can raise project finance on our platform by people like us women in the room and guys lending to these businesses. We use Facebook and Twitter all the time to promote the different businesses on our platform and to encourage people to lend through them.
Hi, I'm Aisling and my business is called 3 Thought Bubbles. And if I can sum up what I do, I help businesses to be more human on the web. So it's helping people to translate what it's like when somebody meets you face to face. How can you recreate that online so that people can make an emotional connection with you? At the core of learning how to do that is really understanding exactly what your business is about. One thing that I share with everybody when I talk is about social media. The reason I took up blogging was to avoid any sort of networking or public speaking. Or
She sits here now.
Yeah, well, I think there's been a complete turnaround, and that's what I say to people who are nervous about putting themselves out there, that it actually gives you so much confidence because you have to get clear about what you're saying.
Shane.
Very different story. I didn't have a laptop 3 years ago. So I didn't have the internet in my house, and I met my business partner, and he's a bit of a tech genius. So he simply showed me the capabilities of technology, and from there we set up a startup company, built software. Didn't really go as well as we wanted it to go, and we realised if we weren't making as much money as you wanted, you had to get into social media to market yourself. So at the moment, what we do is we train people in how to utilise social media. So this can be SMEs, multinationals, or colleges, universities, which is prominent lately, or we do one-to-one consultancy or run workshops. I have thousands of followers across these various things. I have 15 personal Twitter profiles myself. Anything we've done to bring to Limerick, any of the new initiatives, you'll see 2 or 3 more initiatives that we're going to bring into Limerick again this year, they will all be run through social media. And this is the medium that we use to engage with people and to create these relationships online. So I personally believe that social media is imperative to any business of any sort. If you want to radiate a message, whether it's to help people out, whether it's to promote, whether it's to get information or research, it can be used for anything. It's a tool that it's what you make it out to be. And that's what we try and tell people. And yeah, I think it's probably the single most important marketing tool out there.
And just kind of on that note, I suppose, maybe, because you touched on a little bit, Deirdre and Aisling, around kind of the business and personal side, and then maybe all of you as well, around, do you talk as you or do you talk as your business, and when do you separate that, or do you separate it? And I mean, I don't know whether people have queries about that, but what's the kind of, what is the recommendations maybe for around your personal brand and then your business brand, and maybe mixing them together?
If you are going to say anything controversial that is going to put people off, do it under your own name on your own account, or anonymously. Twitter, you can still be anonymous. Your personal Facebook account is personal. Your personal Facebook should not have anything to do with your business. And that's, I know, a major challenge for people who run their own business. Like if you're a one-woman show rather, it's very difficult to separate the two things. Obviously, you can share your latest promotion or whatever on Facebook, but expect your friends to mute you very quickly if you do. If you have a business Facebook page, use that for business. Use your personal thing for your personal stuff. Keep them separate.
And Shane, on your side, because you have multiple Twitter accounts, like you do have your personal ones, and you do see that kind of separation between the personal and the business.
Yeah, I do. I think simply like put an overarching banner on what the 3 of you said, it's to have a definitive strategy for each segment. So I have 15 different Twitter accounts, and I have a definitive strategy for each different Twitter account. There are certain keywords that are used for each account, there are certain metrics that are used for each account. I'm trying to target specific people with each account.
It's like, what tools are there? What do you do to try to get yourselves organised? And is it like posting every day? Is it, do you post on using a tool to organise yourself for the week going forward? People are probably going, when am I going to find this time to do all of these things? And I can't have 15 accounts, or maybe I can't have 2 accounts or 3 accounts. So what would be some of your kind of maybe recommendations or top tips around that?
Feedly, Feedly. It's a free. You can get a pro account for $5 for the whole year. It's crazy. But simply, I probably post somewhere between 750 to 1,000 articles a week across various accounts. And being honest, I could push that to 5,000 or 10,000 articles a week if I want. We use tools like Buffer, which is, again, you can have up to 3 profiles on it, or you can pay $10 and you can have 12 profiles, or you can pay $25 and you can have 25 profiles.
So
on
so Feedly is that you'll get
find the
content,
and then Buffer pushes out.
Pushes it out, so you can connect your Twitter and
exactly.
your
You can
Facebook
connect your Twitter, your Facebook, your LinkedIn, your company LinkedIn page, anything like that.
I definitely found as we've been getting busier and busier, we've had more people joining our company. I eventually had to set up, because I was pushing it all out basically randomly. Whenever I got a chance, I was on the phone and I was just pushing things out randomly. But I had to become a lot more systematic myself. Not only so that everybody on my team could see when something was going out, so they can expect maybe some movement to happen on the platform, or suddenly calls and emails to come through. So we have a shared calendar, so they'll know that what content is going out on what platform at any time during the day.
Don't spend too much time in it if it is not beneficial to your business. Measure it, you know, and again, the guys will know more about how to do that than I do, but measure what you're getting from it.
When people say that now, I start asking people, do you know how you spend your time during your day? Do you actually log in, and are you aware of the time that you might spend 45 minutes streaming through a Facebook stream and calling that work? And I was introduced to an online app called Toggle, Toggyl. And basically what it does is it just forces you to name everything that you're doing during the day. So you give each thing a project name, and you start a timer, and when you're finished you hit the stop timer. And you break it into things that are meaningful that make sense to you. So it could be checking your Facebook, Twitter, seeking client work, doing research. And at the end of the week, you get presented with a pie chart, colourful pie chart, that very clearly shows you how you are spending your time.
One thing with LinkedIn, one thing I will never do is somebody requests to link with me on LinkedIn, I will never reject them. It's not Facebook. It's not my personal account, it is the public account. And yeah, absolutely anybody. Because if I was in a networking room and you walked up to me and said, hi, you know, nice to meet you, put out your hand up and say, well, I don't know you, I haven't worked with you, you're not my friend,
not going to shake your hand.
so I'm not going to shake your hand. The whole point of networking is about meeting new people, and you should always look at your LinkedIn connections, and if the balance is friends, you know, that you went to college with, and it's people that you work with, and they're all within this circle, it's not working for you. It needs to broach wider.
That's your explainer and your tagline a lot of the times. Your tagline, what you're calling the video. Yeah. You may think it's quirky, you may think it's this, you may think it's that, but unless the person is looking for that exact thing. So if I was to put social media video Limerick, it's not really going to go many places, even though that's what you would think. You know,
whatever you've learned in business, you haven't learned in 2 weeks. And that's really, really good.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And to have fun as well. I mean, I think you mentioned that as well. Not to take yourself too seriously, that this can be an enjoyable process.
Shane is living proof of that.
Then, well, you all set up businesses, it was enjoyable, wasn't it? Or a lot of you have. Yeah, it's the same thing. It really is. I think you're best comment tonight.
I'd like to give them a massive round of applause. Thank you so much. And cheers, guys. And please do stay around if you can. I know we're gone over time. Usually it's around 9, between 9 and half 9 that we finish up, but stay around to do a little bit of networking, meet each other. It's really, really important in terms of the network that people get to know who's in the network, so that you can actually do business with each other as well. So if you can stay around for a little while afterwards, we can do some introductions, etc. Thank you so much, and hopefully we'll see you at the next event. Thanks.